day, Thursday. Thursday is the ideal time to step back and ask important questions. That's why I call it Truth Check Thursday. So we've got a lot to do today. So please hang on, stay till the end because I've got a lot of good information here. So for many business owners, Thursday is one of the best days of the week to pause, evaluate, and make small but meaningful adjustments before the week ends. Now, Monday is often about getting going. Tuesday and Wednesday are usually filled with action, meetings, sales, service, and problem solving. But Thursday gives you something valuable. So let's roll up our sleeve. What is that something valuable? It's called perspective. Now it is close enough to the end of the week to reveal patterns, but early enough to still do something about them. That makes Thursday an ideal day to ask questions that too many business owners avoid. What goals are being met? Is cash flow where it should be? Are customers happy? Are proposals being followed up on? Do I even have proposals out there? Is the team productive and on track? So if you don't have a team, you're the team. Are you on track? Well, let's find out. Let's get to work. First of all, I want you to know that it's okay to do all of this on each Thursday, or you can break it up and do some of this on other Thursdays, or you can spend some more time on some of these elements and less on others. You make it work the way that your business works. And that's how we work on our business and not in our business. A good Thursday review is not about panic, it's about clarity. And it's about spotting what is working, identifying what is slipping, and taking corrective action while there is still time to strengthen the week. Are the week's goals actually being met? It is easy to stay busy all week and still not make real progress. That is why Thursday is the right time to evaluate whether activity is actually producing results. First, compare planned goals to actual progress. Look at the specific goals at the beginning of the week, and these might include sales calls made, appointments booked, projects completed, invoices sent, or customer issues resolved. Then compare what was planned with what actually happened. And this is one of the fastest ways to tell whether the week is on track or just full of motion without measurable progress. So how do you determine this? Review your weekly written priorities, measure completion percentage for each goal, and identify which goals are on track, behind, or stalled. Now you can rate it on this schedule. 1, little or no progress. 2, some progress but clearly behind. 3, moderate progress with gaps. And 4, on track, and that's good. Or 5, goal met or likely to be met by the week's end. How to implement? Create a Thursday scorecard with your top 3 and 5 weekly goals. Mark each one with a rating of 1 to 5, and circle anything rated 3 or below and assign a same-day corrective action. Second, determine whether the right work is being prioritized. Sometimes goals are missed, not because people are lazy, but because too much time is being spent on urgent but low-value tasks. Thursday is a good day to ask whether your calendar and your actions matched your true priorities. How do you determine if so? Review how time was spent Monday through Thursday. Ask whether the most important work got the best attention, and look for time lost to distractions, interruptions, or unnecessary tasks. Rate it on this scale. 1, time was mostly reactive. 2, important work got minimal attention. 3, mixed focus throughout the week. 4, most important work received proper attention. And 5, time was used intentionally and productively. Woohoo! How to implement. Block 1 focused hour every Thursday to review where time actually went. List the top 3 time drains from the week, and don't do them again, hopefully. Reduce or delegate at least one of them next week. Third, check whether goals are producing meaningful outcomes. A completed task list is not always the same thing as business growth. You want to know if your efforts are moving revenue, relationships, efficiency, and visibility forward. So how do you determine this? Review whether completed tasks led to sales, conversations, progress, or momentum. Separate busy work from growth work. Ask what really moved the business forward this week. Rate this on this scale. 1, mostly busy work. 2, minimal business impact. 3, some meaningful outcomes. 4, strong progress in key areas. 5, major progress tied to real business results. So how do we implement this? At the end of your Thursday review, write down the 3 top actions that produced the biggest results. Use that list to guide next week's priorities and do more of what created movement and less of what only created motion, okay? No motion, movement. That's what we want. Now, is cash flow where it should be? Cash flow is one of the clearest indicators of business health. Thursday is a smart time to review it because there is still time to collect, follow up, invoice, or adjust before the week closes. First, review money in versus money out. Look at what has come in this week and what has gone out. Even a simple review can reveal whether the business is operating from strength or drift. How do you determine this? Check total revenue received this week, compare it to expected income, review expenses paid and upcoming obligations. Rate this on this scale. Cash flow is strained or negative, that would be number 1. Number 2, income is behind and pressure is building. Stable but tighter than desired, that's 3. 4, healthy and manageable. And 5, strong with margin and confidence. Way to go. How to implement. Set a Thursday habit of reviewing bank activities, receivables, and payables. Identify any shortfall early. Make one immediate move, such as sending an invoice, following up on an overdue payment, or delaying a non-essential expense. Second, review outstanding invoices and unpaid balances. Many businesses do not have a revenue problem as much as a collection delay problem. Thursday is the right day to spot what is owed and take action. So how do we determine this? Well, count how many invoices are still unpaid, check how long they have been outstanding, and identify which customers need a reminder or a call. Rate it on this scale. Number 1, a large amount of overdue with no clear follow-up. 2, several overdue accounts creating concern. Some overdue balances but manageable. 4, most receivables are current. 5, receivables are consistently collected on time. Very good. How to implement this? Create a Thursday collection checklist, send friendly payment reminders, and call on the largest or oldest unpaid invoices first. Prioritize those. Third, measure whether cash flow supports upcoming needs. Now, it is not enough to survive the current week. You want to know whether the business is positioned for payroll, for purchases, for taxes, and growth. How do we determine this? Well, review the next 2 to 4 weeks of obligations. Look ahead. Check whether expected income covers known expenses, and identify any gaps before they become emergencies. Rate it on this scale. 1, significant shortfall ahead. Oh boy, danger ahead, Will Robinson. 2, risk is building with no clear plan. 3, some uncertainty but manageable. 4, upcoming needs appear covered. And 5, strong visibility and confidence ahead. Way to go. Woohoo! So how do we implement this? Use Thursday to forecast and the next few weeks, list upcoming bills, payroll, and commitments, and make early decisions about cost control, collections, or new sales activity. And are customers satisfied? That's a really big one. Customer satisfaction should never be left to guesswork. Thursday is a great time to check the temperature of your customer relationships while there is still time to improve that experience. First, review recent feedback and communication. Customers often tell you how they feel through comments, questions, delays, complaints, reviews, and tone. Thursday is the perfect time to pay attention. Now, you should do a Google alert, set up a Google alert for your business name. So then when people say something about you, then on social media, then you're going to see it, and then you go and you respond. There's actually software and services that help you to be able to respond to those people right away. Do it quickly and fix it. So how to determine if so? Well, review customer emails, text reviews, and calls from the week, and like I mentioned, social media as well. Look for repeated themes and notice both compliments and concerns. And I do a lot of comments on LinkedIn, and it's been a pleasure to receive uh, responses, replies from people and businesses saying, "Oh, we really appreciated that." And so you give also, right? And that's what I'm doing. I'm giving. So you can rate it on this scale. Clear dissatisfaction or repeated complaints would be number one. 2, more negative signals than positive ones. 3, mixed or uncertain feedback. 4, mostly positive with small issues. 5, strong positive feedback and trust. How do we implement this? Well, you create a Thursday feedback review habit. You list recurring praise and recurring complaints, and you fix one repeated customer frustration before the weekends. One, if you get one done and you have time, do 2 or 3 if you have those. Second, evaluate responsiveness and service quality. Customers notice how quickly you respond, how clearly you communicate, and how well you follow through. How do you determine if so? Well, measure your response times. Review open customer issues and check whether promises were made were promises kept. Rated on this scale: 1, slow response or poor follow through. 2, inconsistent service. 3, acceptable but uneven. 4, strong responsiveness and follow through. 5, excellent service with clear consistency. How do we implement this one? Well, track open customer issues every Thursday. Assign owners to unresolved items, and set response standards that your team can realistically maintain. Third, ask whether customers are staying engaged. Well, who do you ask? You can ask yourself, you can ask your employees, they're a great resource, and ask your customers. Let's talk about surveying your customers down the road. Satisfied customers tend to return, refer, respond, and remain connected. A drop in engagement can signal a service issue before a complaint ever even comes in. So how do we determine this? Review repeat business, referrals, responses, and customer activity. Check whether customers are continuing the relationship, and notice if once active customers have gone quiet. And I understand that I'm doing this fast, but I know I've got a short time to get this to you. And go ahead, just pause the video where you need to so that you can go ahead and get all of this good information. Go ahead and review it. Write down some of these steps that you think are so important. And if I'm coaching you, you're going to get more information on this particular thing. And plus, in the future, if you keep looking, I'll probably have some checklists too. But in the meantime, you create your own checklist. So rate it on this scale. 1, engagement is falling sharply. 2, weak intention or low response. 3, it's steady but not strong. 4, good ongoing engagement. 5, high loyalty, repeat business, and referrals. How to implement. Reach out on Thursday to a few recent customers, thank them, check in, and ask one simple question about their experience, and then get off the phone. They're busy. You're busy. Use those conversations to strengthen retention and referrals. Are proposals being followed up on? A proposal without follow-up is an often missed opportunity. Many sales are lost not because the proposal was bad, but because no one stayed connected after sending it. And again, even if it's a month later, get back to them. First, review all open proposals. Now, some right now watching this video say, well, I don't even have any proposals. Okay, well, get busy. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, do that. Thursday is an excellent time to pull up every active proposal and make sure that none are sitting untouched. Now, how to determine this? Count how many proposals are currently open, review each when each was sent, and check whether each one has a step a next step attached to it. So rate it on this schedule. 1, no organized follow-up process. 2, several open proposals with no recent contact. 3, some follow-up happening but inconsistent. 4, most proposals are being actively managed. That's good. And 5, every proposal has a clear next action step. Good. How do we implement it? Well, create a Thursday proposal review list, sort proposals by date and deal size, and contact the oldest or the highest value opportunities first. Get that cash flow going. Second, measure speed and consistency of follow-up. The longer the silence after a proposal, the colder the opportunity becomes. How do we determine this one? Well, review how soon follow-up occurred after sending, track how many touch points have happened, and see whether follow-ups are scheduled or random. Rated on this scale. Rarely followed up, 1. 2, followed up is delayed and inconsistent. 3, some follow-up, but it's not a systematic follow-up. 4, timely and mostly consistent. And 5, prompt, structured, and disciplined followed up. That's what you eventually want to keep doing all the time. How do we implement this? We set a standard follow-up rhythm. For example, follow up 2 days after sending, again in 5 days, and then again the following week, and maybe a monthly follow-up. So make Thursday your main day to review and schedule these contacts. Third, evaluate whether proposals are moving forward toward a decision. So if you you don't want just activity, you want movement. You follow up, and it should help uncover questions, remove hesitation, and bring the prospect to a decision. So how to determine this? Check how many proposals are moving forward, stalled, or lost. Note common objections or unanswered questions, and review I'm getting a little tongue-tied here. Review close rate trends. So how do we rate it on this scale? 1, proposals are mostly stalling out. 2, little movement toward decisions. 3, some progress but too many unknowns. 4, good movement with clear steps. 5, strong conversion momentum. Very good. How do we implement this? Use Thursday to contact prospects with a helpful question, not just a generic follow-up. Ask whether they have questions, need revisions, or want to discuss next steps, and then make it easy for them to respond and move forward. So is your team on track? I've talked about this already. If you're the only team, if you have no team, it's you. Are you on track? Thursday is one of the best times to evaluate team productivity because enough of the week has passed to show patterns, but there is still time to coach, redirect, and finish strong. So first, review completed work versus expected work. Productivity should be measured by output, not just effort. You want to know whether the team is accomplishing what needs to be done. How do we determine this? Well, review your tasks completed, deadlines hit, and priorities advanced. Compare expected output with actual output. Identify which areas are ahead or behind. Rate it using this scale, 1, output is far below expectations. 2, multiple important tasks are behind. 3, moderate productivity with some slippage. 4, good output and mostly on track. And 5, strong productivity and clear progress. How do we implement this? Well, create a Thursday team checkpoint. Review each department, role, or major project, and highlight one win and one concern for each area. And let them know about this tomorrow on Friday. Second, assess, focus, communication, and accountability. A team can be busy but ineffective if communication is poor or ownership is unclear. How do we determine this? Well, watch for missed handoffs, unclear roles, and repeated confusion. Review whether people are communicating problems early and check whether accountability is consistent. Rated on this scale, 1, confusion and poor accountability. 2, frequent communication breakdowns. 3, some issues but workable. 4, good communication and ownership. 5, strong alignment, clarity, and accountability. How do we implement this one? Well, use Thursday to clear up expectations, Ask each member what is on track, what is stuck, and what support is needed. Address confusion before it becomes Friday's frustration. So third, determine whether the team can finish the week strong. Thursday is not just about looking backward, it is about setting up a focused finish. How did we determine this? Well, review what still must be completed before the week's end. Check whether the team has the resource and clarity to finish. And I hope I can finish, right, with all of this. And identify anything likely to carry over unnecessarily. So rate it on this scale. Week is likely to end unfinished and disorganized. That's not a good thing. 2, several key items are at risk. 3, possible finish but needs attention. 4, team is positioned to finish well. 5, strong momentum into Friday. How do we implement this? End Thursday with a short reset meeting. Confirm top Friday priorities. Remove bottlenecks, reassign work if needed, and make sure that everyone knows what matters most. So a simple Thursday business review system. Make Thursday evaluation practical. Use a simple 1 to 5 rating for each area. 1, urgent attention needed. 2, weak and needs correction. 3, fair but needs improvement. 4, strong and mostly on track. 5, excellent and fully on track. Then ask these 5 questions. Are the week's goals being met? Is cash flow where it should be? Are customers satisfied? Are proposals being followed up on? And is the team productive and on track? If any area scores a 3 or below, assign 1 corrective action before the day ends. Not 2, not 3, 1. That 1 habit alone can help you avoid finishing the week with regret. Now here's my closing thought. Thursday is not just another work day. It is a built-in checkpoint. It gives the business owner a chance to stop running long enough to think clearly, measure honestly, respond wisely. A strong Thursday review can turn a weak week into a recovered one and a good week into a stronger finish. Successful business owners do not just work hard, they pause, evaluate, and adjust. Thursday is the perfect day to do exactly that. And that's why I call Thursday Truth Check Thursday. All right? So I hope you got something out of this, and do something great today, not just for your business, but for your employees, for your customers, for your vendors, for your world. This is Terry Scott, America's #1 business resource consultant, saying, make it a great day. All right? Bye for now.